So, my first reading I did was from week 10 called The Sexual Lives of Muslim Girls in the Bastis of Kolkata, India by Kabita Kakravbort. This reading explores the sexual relationships of young women in the urban slums of Kolkata, West Bengal, and India. Sex before marriage is known as being very socially unacceptable in these slums, and this paper shows the negotiation that these women make when deciding to have sex and where. Bollywood movies, their culture, and the significance of class discussion is very important in this negotiation, and this paper explores how women dodge their Islamic commitments and allow themselves to have sex with their boyfriends and partners. So through this reading, it is clear that it is not a secret that young women are negotiating plans for sex, gender arrangements, and religious rules in public areas. Instead, they manipulate the idea of being the good Muslim girl, as quoted in the text, in public spaces so they can consequently enjoy premarital sexual relationships. The second reading I did was called Time Pass, Youth, Class and Time Among Unemployed Young Men in India by Craig Jeffrey. And this article tackles the topic of unemployed, educated young men and the strategies and occurrence of this issue in North Indian city of Meerut. This idea of unemployed young men is a key factor of globalization, and as written in this paper, these men claim to be just passing time doing time pass whilst they work at low-key government universities. But not only this, they use this time as being unemployed to manner lifestyles and cultures of masculinity that create caste divides. The paper is using this crisis to drive forward as quoted by the author, to argue for an ethnographically sensitive political economy approach to the study of youth, culture, and neoliberal transformation, one attuned to both the durability of social inequalities and counterintuitive cultural practice. So the third reading I did was from week 11, and it was called Lived Experiences, Marriage, Notions of Love, and Kinship Support Amongst Poor Women in Delhi by Shalini Grover. And in this third reading, it discusses arranged marriages and love marriages, which are stereotypically known to be common in India. This paper displays the tensions between both types of marriages, showing that most people actually think arranged marriages are approved of and should happen. However, love marriages are typically less encouraged in India. Throughout this paper, we find out different experiences from both types of marriages amid a group of working class women situated in Delhi, which displays the practice, marital relations, and variety of differing responses from natal kin. Through looking at the primary natal kin to their married young daughters, it is shown in this text the varying kinds of support given to them, ranging from emotional support to empirical support to material, which is all consequently there to set them up for married life and help mould their relationships with their husbands. While studying the relationships between the married couples, the author took an ethnographical approach to studying them in their everyday life disputes and situations in the, as quoted in the text, slums and low-income resettlement colonies in Delhi. Altogether, though, this text creates a much better understanding of contemporary natal kin support and conveys the bonds between mother and daughters in urban North India. And the final text I did was Malabar Secrets, South Indian Muslim Men's Homosociality Across the Indian Ocean by Filippo Osella. And this is based in Kozhikode, formerly known as Calicut in Kerala, South India, where Osala looks into the transformations in male sociality and same-sex relationships central to Muslim men. The author describes how, due to globalization of capital and labour markets, including such things as long-term migration to Gulf countries of West Asia, which is mainly dominated by men, it has allowed room for more homosociality. Through this reading, it is clear that there is an issue with the male domination of of same-sex relationships common within Indian society, which can be seen when long-term religious and trade connections between Kozhikode and the Arabian Peninsula are discussed. It shows the heteronormativity ingrained within the Indian society.